I got 60 hours of dope Fayetteville music that can't be denied. I'm not talking about some old my boy did a mixtape shit, industry standard type shit. I mean, it's slept on. I can play dozens of songs. Every time I do for people, they're like, wow, what is this? What is this? I mean, it's Fayetteville music. We have a sound. We have a consistent artist base, you know.
We just talked about we don't have a sound. We don't have
No,
an identified
I
sound
feel
for
like
North
we
Carolina.
do.
No, we
no,
don't.
Like
no,
you said, I think this.
no,
There's no sound that you can identify as North
I think
Carolina.
that like producers like the Kid, QDH, the Kid. I think his sound is definitely a Fayetteville sound. I think the Dark Side sound, that production sound is definitely a Fayetteville sound. I mean, it's a high tempo. It is some what you called earlier. I think a little bit of what you call. What'd you say? Sad. What'd you say? Sad rap, Paulie. What'd you say, Paul?
Hey, yo,
Sad rap.
peace, fellas. I gotta get ready to go, man.
Rap.
I gotta get ready to go. I just want to say peace to y'all. But
man, love to Mista Jones.
Man, love to all of y'all, man. Like, this is real beautiful, and my wife is like tapping on the glass, like, bring your ass up. But yo, I gotta say this. Understand.
All right, I got to be out
Character
too,
assassins.
No.
Character assassins are the first cats from Fayetteville to ever be in the Unsigned Hype.
They inspired me.
That single.
I already know where you're gonna go, so you ain't got time for it. Just go ahead and tell your wife you about to go.
Oh no, man! You know what? I feel like
I know where you want to go with it. You ain't got time to get into it. Trust me.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like telling my wife, like, fuck this Mexican restaurant. I'm staying on the podcast. But, you know, I got things to handle. But man, much love to all of y'all, man. Salute.
Yeah.
Salute. All of y'all are legends. Thanks for inviting me. Y'all have a good night, man. Peace.
All right, much love to everybody, man. Paul, thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate all y'all's opinion, man. You know, it's about the city, and I want everybody to remember that it's about the city, man. I love the city. That's what it's about, man. 2-6.
All right.
All right, y'all.
What's up? Y'all gotta go?
Got some more ideas, more things you want to talk about?
See, I'm just kicking it, man. I'm gonna keep it real. I wasn't,
you at a Greensboro, though, right?
Yeah, I am at a Greensboro. Yeah, 336. You know what I mean? Born and raised. I'm trying to think of a cool topic. Kind of threw me on the spot just now.
What do you think of, like, the growth? You know what I'm saying out there is just that whole area. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I see like a lot of networking in all the areas of North Carolina. Like I see a lot of networking. I have ran into a lot of people that got their business together. You know what I mean? They got they got stuff going on other than just hitting the studio and performing and stuff in there. So I don't know. It's like a strange landscape. It's like, I think back to that time when the Baby first came out, and it was kind of anybody game in North Carolina because people kind of realized you didn't have to do like J.Cole did and leave North Carolina. And so people kind of felt like, yo, let me get popping in the state. But I don't know. I feel like that's kind of died down quite a bit. And so it's a strange landscape where it seemed like anybody could go, you know what I mean? But it's not really too many people actually going. You feel me? So I don't know. I feel like North Carolina has a lot more eyes on it than you used to, especially in the 90s. It seemed like, North Carolina was, the middle of nowhere to a lot of motherfuckers. But nowadays it seemed like North Carolina got a lot more attention than it used to, but it still seemed like kind of the underdog, like always the underdog. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's kind of frustrating to witness, because I've seen some cats that I know you can go, like you go and you see their Spotify numbers are straight and all that too, but they also can, bring some people to they might not pack out a whole big 600 person venue, but they can bring out 20, 30, 40, 50 people, you know what I mean? But it's like and then you see somebody like Tusi, he go, you know what I mean? But even that's it seems few and far between. So I don't know, man. It's just something strange, like something there's still some dots that's not quite connected in places. Yeah. Don't ask me who guys are.
I think that's the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? People are networking more than they were.
Yeah.
I definitely see that. I definitely see people, kind of moving in a certain direction, but we just can't seem to connect all the dots. We can't seem.
Honestly, when
consistency among everybody.
When I look at it, I feel like it's because, partially, I'm not going to say completely, but partially, it seems like the major centers seem just far enough apart that it's tough to kind of link them all together. You see what I'm saying? It's even though they're not like miles and miles and all this, but it seems like it's just Charlotte is just far enough away from Greensboro and just far enough away from Raleigh to where it's tough to get all three of them together on one accord. You feel me? So you wind up doing something in the Charlotte market, and then you wind up having to do something else in the Greensboro market, and then something else in the Raleigh market because it's three different markets rather than a North Carolina market, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
you know
it makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah.
You have to approach Fayetteville differently than you would approach, Durham. You feel me? And it's like different cultures even within the state. And I don't know. I think that's part of what might be some of the hurdles. It's not one. When you think North Carolina, you might think something from Durham. You might think something that comes from Green. You might think UNC basketball. Well, that's Chapel Hill. You might think barbecue. Well, that might be more the rural type areas. You might think, you know what I mean? But it's not like one thing that's like, yo, this is North Carolina. And I think that kind of permeate into the music too. Even with other genres I've seen too. You see other genres, and when you think North Carolina bluegrass, I can't think of one, North Carolina rock and roll. I think of maybe like Arcade Fire, but it ain't like one solid sound where like all the people from North Carolina in this genre sound like or resemble or I don't know. Maybe I'm rambling, but
let me ask you this though. You were talking about the baby earlier, right? You said he blew up in North Carolina. I don't think he really blew up in North Carolina.
Well, not in, but from is what I was
living. I get what you're saying. He was living in North Carolina when he blew up, but I don't think he really had the back of North Carolina like that until afterwards. Because I did promotion on the 21 record. I didn't even know who he was. And then somebody was like, yo, he's the guy that was in a diaper at South by Southwest. I think really the antics is really what blew him up.
There's a lot of them.
And he blew up somebody. And then he put somebody on from Charlotte.
Stunner.
Yeah.
Stunner from Baby.
I think what we need to do is we need Fayetteville cats to be going to Charlotte to perform. We need Durham cats to go to Charlotte to perform. We need Greensboro cats to be. Everybody just needs to go to Charlotte, and that needs to be the hub. It's the biggest city.
It makes sense.
It's the biggest city. It's you got the football team, the pro teams. You got to make it a hub, and if everybody's all spread out, like you said, the dots ain't connected.
It's kind of becoming the de facto hub because a lot of when the music showcases and stuff were going on, a lot of the MEC and a lot of the certain people were coming around, they kept talking about.
So you asked
a lot of those people start going that way. They're coming to Charlotte.
Yeah. You asked how I see the scene, you know what I mean? And this would be part of it, and it's just different. The pieces are there. So, in my opinion, when I think like Raleigh Durham, it seems like that's the area that has the most organization, if that makes sense. Where it seemed like they kind of had the ducks in a row as far as the back end, as far as the business aspect of it. You know what I mean? And then when I think like Fayetteville, I think the hunger. You know what I mean? This niggas is hungry in Fayetteville. Niggas is, trying to go get it. You know what I mean? Like niggas ain't trying to play. When I think Fayetteville, I don't think about, bubblegum pop type shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So when I think Charlotte, you know what I mean? I think more like the mainstream. Still not bubblegum pop, but more mainstream. Like that's where they gonna look. When somebody come from New York looking for somebody, they might come to Raleigh, they might come to Greensboro, but they most likely gonna go to Charlotte. You know what I mean? When I think Greensboro, it's just a lot of creativity. I feel like it's a lot of different. I can't pinpoint no one, and that come to art, music. You know what I mean? Dance, food. It's not one thing that I can really pinpoint that's really like, yo, this is. But it's so like a vast array of different sounds, cultures, tastes. I don't know. It's almost a melting pot. And I don't know, man. If you could combine all of that stuff, and I feel like you were saying, Paul, combine it, take it to Charlotte, because Charlotte is where they're gonna come looking. So if you can get all that together, that business, that organization, the creativity, and the different flavors and tastes, get them all in Charlotte. You know what I mean? I feel like it'll give North Carolina at least a better chance. I feel like that's a good idea. You know what I mean?
And where's our Cash Money Records, our No Limit Records? I mean, we've had a few independent labels through the days. I remember what was it? You had Loudmouth with Rolling Weight in them. You had Spot Rushers, which was out of, I want to say they were out of Greensboro, Durham or something. A few different independent labels through the days.
Others records was out of Greensboro.
But nothing that really, stood out. Nothing that really made it. I don't think cats combine their resources enough. I think everybody is just like,
there's an island. There's a bunch of islands.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just nobody. And then I think like, even if you take like 5 rapper guys and put them together, and say one guy's going to be the face, the other 4 is probably going to have a problem. Like Mista Jay was saying about the awards, and people always got to, if it's not them, if they're not the star, they're not the face. Some people can't play roles. They're not willing to play roles, like a Tony Yayo. Tony Yayo is just a prime example of loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Like, and how I think you really make it in this business, man. You got to wait your turn sometimes, especially if you want to get put on. If you want to get put on, everybody trying to get put on, you got to wait your turn. You either go out there and get on, or you wait your turn to get put on.
And honestly, that's a symptom kind of just overall of society right now. You know what I mean? People just, I don't know, it's complex linking up a group of people all on one accord and get them all moving in the same direction. Man, by the time you even get started, somebody done got in a fight with somebody else. Somebody done tweeted something on da-da-da. Somebody done went live and da-da-da, bad review, bad infighting, bad blood. Like, man, you ain't even got started yet. You ain't even dropped the first single of the group. Like, hell, think about like P. Diddy and the band. I know that was some TV shit, but that's kind of an example. You know what I mean? Just little bullshit, the little shit inside, little nitpicky shit. You ain't even started nothing, but y'all already bickering and arguing. Ain't nobody make no money. Ain't nobody drop music. What's going on? So, and what's crazy is nowadays, that's gonna be the shit that's gonna really get the views. All the little nitpicky behind the scenes reality TV show shit. That's gonna be the shit that's gonna keep niggas watching. You ain't heard one song, but Shaquita was about to fight Shonda, and they were supposed to be in the studio recording, but they ain't recording nothing because the producer kicked them out and called the police. But what the song sound like, bro?
Yeah, we're at a point where you got to sell the music last. Everything else sells first. The antics, right. the merchandise, a box of cereal, some chips. Oh, and guess what? And we also got music. Like, you got to sell the music last nowadays, damn near.
Yeah, while you over here eating these snacks, why don't you get this?
Check out this song. You know what I'm saying? It's so backwards. It's like we used to sell the music, and now you got to sell everything else before. Like, I did the interview with Mutate God, and he was talking about like, selling toilet paper and shit. I'm like, yo, well, damn. I know people need toilet paper more than they need music, so that's the problem. People think they think they need the music, especially when it's trashy as hell nowadays. Oh man,
You can get it anywhere, and you can get it anywhere, anytime. You ain't got to buy it. You ain't got to ask for it. You ain't got to look for it. You can just pull it up. Music come. But the thing is, I think that go back to what we were talking about earlier about how like sales are down and all that good stuff. Because think about how many times people done went through that process where they found a rapper they like, ain't heard song one, but you seen them on TV, you heard them on the radio talking on an interview or something, you seen them on a commercial. Oh, I like that. Let me cop that because I seen them and I like that person. You done cop some merchandise, da 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 da. Then you hear the song and the song is trash. Or then you done bought a ticket to the concert. Yeah, I'm about to go see my man, $45 ticket, $100 ticket, $250 ticket. And you get there and bro rapping over the vocals, walking back and forth on stage, hands in his pockets. Homeboys in the back ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? You ain't got nothing going on. I mean, and then you gonna go through before it's like, bro, fuck that, man. What the Afro beats motherfuckers talking about, bro? Them niggas be having dancers and shit, you know what I mean? And I think that's
presentation.
Yeah, I think that's a symptom of what I was going on now. You done bought into the whole, everything else got sold first. You sold the sizzle before you sold the steak. And then you get the steak and it's shoe leather and it's burnt all to hell and you don't want it, but now you done already paid for it. And you done bought a dessert to go with it. And you
want sauce grounded in it.
Right. And you done had to make a reservation just to sit down and get the shit. You pissed off like, man, we ain't coming back to this restaurant ever again. So I think that's kind of the symptom that we get in people, all the marketing, man. You get so much other stuff before you get to the actual product. And then you get to the product and it's no good. And it's something mediocre and it's my booty hole brown. You know what I mean? And then it's like, I don't want to hear this. I can't play this in the car. Like, niggas done got away with playing some shit over the years. You know what I mean? Let's keep it all the way live. Men and women rappers done said all kind of stuff, but I think people are getting more conscious about what they ingested.
Well, and plus it wasn't so blatant. Now it's just blatant. Now people don't care. Now you got people in there, and you know that even if something's coming out, somebody may have wrote that for that person. And the fact that they wrote that for that person, you're going, you're not even attempting to do anything now. You're just putting it out here.
And like y'all was saying, you know, I got a 4-year-old daughter, I got a 9-year-old daughter or whatever, you know what I mean? A lot more people is thinking about that.
What's up?
You know what I mean? A lot more, it's not just 1, 2, 3 people, it's millions of people that's now starting to think, yo, can I play this at my kid's birthday party? You know what I mean? Can I play this at somebody's graduation? You might can at the ratchet ones, but them be the ones where niggas getting fights and shit. Niggas in the parking lot done got shot or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's that frequency of it. I think more people is getting conscious to that. So it's getting a little tougher to push my booty hole brown. Like, yeah, it might be all good during the summer. You had to cook out with your girl Al, but when it's time to go back to the principal office, you know what I mean? When it's time to go to court, when it's time to go to the bank, to a job interview, maybe not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, fellas. Well, I think I'm going to have to leave it here.
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and slide through.
All right. Peace.
Yeah, how have we rocking?